I'm Kristen Dobniak. I'm a holistic health coach, trained chef, mama of two, and creator of the best-selling Healthy Mama Meal Prep course. And today, I want to share with you my favorite meal prep containers. I get asked this all the time. What do you use for your meal prep photos? Or what do you use to actually put your meal prep items in? And the answer is, well, a variety of different containers. But there are some very specific ones that I use for specific purposes. And there's a reason I use these, and I love them so much. So today, I thought I would share with you my favorite meal prep containers, the ones I keep on hand, and the ones that I use in my meal prep each and every week. So I'll start over on this side and move in this direction. Let's start with my little egg container. This actually has a top, but I like to move things around. So here it is. This is what I use for my hard-cooked eggs. We make hard-cooked eggs every couple of weeks, almost every week, because my husband and I both like them as a quick snack or an easy on-the-go breakfast option, or at least a piece of breakfast. So this is not anything fancy. You can get this at like Marshall's, that's where I got it, or on Amazon, and it just holds your eggs in there, mainly to differentiate them between the other eggs in your fridge when you're doing your meal prep, because no one wants to try and crack into a hard-cooked egg only to find out it's not cooked. So this is really helpful for my hard-cooked eggs. If you're a hard-cooked egg fan or you like egg salad, having a inexpensive container to use for hard-cooked eggs is really, really helpful. The second thing I use all the time are mason jars in various sizes. Actually, these are kind of small, medium, and large, but I use even bigger ones when I'm doing soups, stews, and bone broth. Mason jars are really sturdy. I know, I've dropped them on this floor many a times and they rarely shatter. You can actually freeze in them as long as you leave about 2 inches at the top. And I use these wide mouth mason jars often for broth, and I use the double size ones as well, or soups in the freezer as well as in the fridge when I do my meal prep. You can also use these for almond milk or anything else, any other liquids. The top secures on really tight, and I also have some tops that are meant for liquids as well, and you can buy those really inexpensively on Amazon as well. So I have mason jars in every shape and size. The other thing I love using mason jars for are chia seed puddings or yogurt jars. So I'll just put some yogurt in the bottom, top it with some granola, some berries, or some banana, and they're really easy grab and go breakfast or snacks. The little ones are great for kids, they're great for trail mix, or just any other little snacks you want to put in here, as well as any leftovers of sauces that you might have made throughout the week. I tend to put salad dressings in either old salad dressing containers or in these kind of medium-sized mason jars. I think these are 8-ounce mason jars. I use all sorts of sauces throughout the week, tahini sauce, pesto sauce, and I'll put them in here. And when you have awkward leftover sizes, I kind of decant them to these, and they fit in the fridge much better. So I have a ton of mason jars in a variety of sizes. You can get them at Target, you can get them at Walmart, you can get them on Amazon. So I have a ton of those, and those are probably my most used meal prep item. A slightly more new to me meal prep container that I love are these weck jars. Now, just like mason jars, you can get weck jars in a variety of different sizes. These ones are great, and I find them really good for overnight oats or chia seed puddings and just individual sized portions of things. They're a little bit bigger than something like your medium-sized mason jar, and it's a lot easier to eat out of than kind of trying to dig into the bottom of one of these mason jars. And they're just beautiful, and they look really nice in your fridge, and they stack on top of each other as well. And again, they come in a variety of sizes. So these are definitely more pricey than the mason jars, but they are also airtight when you use them with this seal, so the things that you put in them last longer as well. So they work really well for things like leftover canned tomato sauce, spaghetti squash, canned tomatoes, things that tend to go bad quicker. When you decant them into something like this and seal it up really well, they last a few days longer than if you weren't to do that. So I really like these weck jars, and I will definitely be getting some more of those in different sizes as well. The other thing I talk about all the time is having produce savers on hand. If my fridge was big enough, I would have these in like 17 different sizes because they work really well to keep chopped greens and berries, especially when they're washed, from spoiling. Now, berries don't last very long in our house at all because my kids love them, but if they lasted more than a day, we'd keep berries in here a little bit longer, but they work really well for greens. When you pre-wash them and dry them and put them into the produce saver, they last a lot longer. Now, you do need to put a new filter in every couple of months. This one is due for a new filter because it stops working as well, but as long as you're keeping up with the filters, these work really well. And these are by the brand OXO, and you can get them in a variety of sizes on Amazon and also places like Bed Bath & Beyond. You can get them in quite a few places. Just Google it, you'll find them. The other thing I use all the time, and I've been a total convert to, are these stasher bags. Now, there are a lot of other companies, and I've used a few of them, that have silicone reusable bags. These are like reusable Ziploc bags. Stasher is the absolute best I've found. Complete honesty, they're not sponsoring me. They are giving me zero money for this, and they are a little bit of an investment. They cost a lot more than Ziploc bags, but when you start getting them one at a time and building up your stash, you can use them in place of pretty much all of the Ziploc bags you're going to use. The cool thing about them is you can use them in the fridge, you can use them in the freezer. They withstand hot, so you can even freeze things like soup in them. You obviously want to cool them before you put them in the freezer, but they work really well. So I will put frozen veggies and frozen fruit, or I guess fresh veggies and fresh fruit in here to freeze. I will also use them for smoothie bags, for greens, and then we also use them throughout the week for things like snacks. They have snack size. They have little pocket size, which are perfect for kids. This is the sandwich size, and then they also have a half gallon and gallon size as well that you can use for bigger items like soups and larger quantities of food. So stasher bags are huge and totally worth the investment, in my opinion. They're really sturdy too. They hold up well. Some of the other bags, the other brands I've used, do not hold up as long. The next thing that I really love are these Prep Natural containers. So these are really cool. These ones are divided into two sections, but they have them divided into a couple different sections, or a couple different options for sections. So these are great for lunches. If you are taking lunch on the go, these are like grown-up size lunch containers. So I'll use little silicone muffin cups to divide them up if I want to put like crackers and berries or carrots or something like that inside of them. But you can get them in 3 sections as well. So they work really well for lunches, but they also work really well for leftovers of dinners that have just a couple pieces to them. So, you've got a piece of meat and you've got some rice and just a little bit, just enough for, say, another meal or lunch or something like that. You can put them in these divided containers, and they are airtight. So I find that they seal really well. So these are by Prep Natural. I got them on Amazon. I'm not sure if they sell them anywhere else, but I like these a lot. So I have 6 of those, and they are really helpful when it comes to meal prep. My other go-to meal prep containers are just Pyrex storage containers. I like these because they seal really well. They last a long time. They're really sturdy. I have these in 2 sizes, this smaller glass size and then a bigger glass size. And I use these for everything from cooked beans to shredded chicken. I use them for grains. I use them for overnight oats if I'm making a bigger batch of them. And I especially use them for things like soups and stews when I'm going to be making those ahead of time and putting them in the fridge for another time that week, for later that week. Also things like salads, if I'm going to pre-prep a big salad, or vegetables, if I'm pre-prepping vegetables, these are the ones I use. I find these keep pre-prepped vegetables really well. They don't seem to get like slimy or gross or anything like that when they're in these for a couple days. So I really love these. I got these at Target. I'm sure you can get them on Amazon as well. I'm going to put links to all of these things in the notes down below. So if you can get it on Amazon, I'll show you the link so you can look it up, and you can either find it on Amazon or in your area. And the other ones I use quite a bit are these smaller containers. They are kind of like long and not so tall, but they seem to work really well for things like a steak or a piece of salmon or a chicken breast or something that's kind of awkward to put in a bigger container like this, or might not fit into the sections of this. They're just a really great size, and they hold a lot of different items. So I tend to use these a lot in the kitchen, and even more than I think I expected them to use when I first bought them. So those are the main meal prep tools that I use in my kitchen, and I find so helpful to just really organize all of the meal prep that I do on a Sunday. And I don't do a ton of meal prep on a Sunday. I only do 1 to 1.5 hours of prep on a Sunday because I use my Healthy Mama meal prep method that doesn't take hours and hours to prep in a way that just reduces your stress throughout the week. But having some containers on hand to put the things in, to organize them, so when I open the fridge and everything is all set and ready to go for the week, I just feel so much more relaxed and so much more calm. So if you want to learn more about my Healthy Mama meal prep method to take the stress away from your meals throughout the week, head to healthymamachris.com/meal prep, and don't forget to check out the links below. I will share with you all of the items that at least I can find on Amazon, so that you can start prepping in a way that works for your family.